Chosen one. What if I told you that everything you've been through was just heaven's way of preparing you for this exact moment? Have you ever wondered why your life felt like a non-stop battlefield, where every day was a test, every friend a lesson, and every setback a setup? There was a young woman who grew up in a house where love had to be earned, where silence screamed louder than words. From abandonment to betrayal, she was the outcast. Yet in secret, she held on to hope, prayed through tears, and trusted a God she couldn't see. Everyone told her to give up, but she didn't. Fast forward, she's now walking with purpose, elevating others and shining like the warrior she was born to be. That story, that was you, chosen one. You didn't just survive the fire, you became the flame. This is the video your soul has been waiting for, so sit up, spirit warrior, because your breakthrough is not coming. It has already arrived, and if you stick with me till the end, you're going to realize just how powerful, divinely protected, and anointed you truly are. As the late Maya Angelou once said, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. Point 1, you passed the invisible tests. Chosen. 1. Not all exams come with desks, pencils, or ink. Some are carved in silence, wrapped in pain, and laced with the kind of spiritual tension that doesn't show up on report cards. These are the divine tests, the ones designed not to measure how much you know, but how deeply you've grown. Life threw at you challenges that didn't announce themselves as tests. The moment someone betrayed you and you refused to retaliate. The days you sat in loneliness, watching others laugh and thrive, wondering if God had forgotten your address. The long nights when you whispered desperate prayers into the darkness, unsure if they reached heaven at all. But here's the hidden truth. They did. In the language of heaven, every choice made in love, every decision to forgive, every act of restraint when revenge would have been easier, those were your exam papers. While others were seeking applause and validation, you were being measured by something far more eternal. When you chose to walk away from gossip, stood firm in your truth, even when it cost you friends or kept your peace while chaos raged around you, those weren't small moments. They were divine benchmarks. You were passing spiritual finals that most people never even noticed were happening. That's the thing about being chosen. Your tests are invisible to the world, but highly visible to the divine. Scientific studies in neurotheology suggest that spiritual practices like prayer, forgiveness, and compassion actually change the structure of the brain. They strengthen areas related to emotional regulation, empathy, and moral reasoning. So every act of spiritual endurance you chose literally reshaped your inner self. You weren't just being good, you were becoming transformed, rewired, elevated. And now here's the plot twist that no one saw coming. Graduation day has arrived. You might not get a cap and gown or a diploma with gold lettering, but heaven has its own way of celebrating. Doors are opening. The same people who mocked your quiet strength are starting to feel your presence shake the atmosphere. While they laughed, God was crafting your legacy. While they doubted you, the angels were preparing your next assignment. So let that truth settle deep in your spirit. You weren't just surviving, you were passing tests. And not only did you pass, you excelled. The crown you've earned isn't made of gold or jewels. It's made of endurance, purity, and a spirit that refused to break. That's what makes you chosen. Point 2. What broke others built you. Chosen one, the trials you've faced have shaped you in ways that many can never comprehend. While others crumbled under pressure, you turned those very struggles into stepping stones. Every time life threw a storm your way, you didn't just survive, you thrived. The weight that seemed too heavy for some only made you stronger and more resilient. It's as if the universe recognized the divine power within you and decided to test it. And what was the result? You became unshakable, a force of nature that refuses to be defeated. Imagine the fire as the ultimate test. While others whined about the heat, you stood tall in its flames. You didn't run, you didn't hide. Instead, you leaned into it, understanding that this was the forge where your spirit would be refined. Each trial wasn't meant to break you, but to reveal the strength you didn't even know you had. You didn't just endure, it was in these moments that your true power began to emerge. You became heat-resistant, fireproof even, and instead of feeling consumed by the flames, you walked through them with grace, as if you were the one setting the world on fire. That's the difference between the called and the chosen. Think of it this way. If your spiritual journey were a gym, you'd be the buffest bodybuilder strutting through the heavens. With each challenge, you've bench-pressed trauma, squatted burdens, and curled emotional weights. Your spirit has undergone a transformation so profound, even angels look at you with awe. Picture this: six-pack abs in the spirit, your heart as strong as your faith, and your resilience unmatched. Your soul has been sculpted by the very things that would have shattered someone else. But here's the truth, Earth Angel. You didn't just go through it, you glowed through it. Your struggles didn't define you, they illuminated your path. You turned every obstacle into an opportunity to shine brighter, to grow deeper, and to become the beacon of light others are drawn to. So when people look at you now, they don't just see someone who made it through, they see a warrior who was forged by fire and emerged with a glow that could light up the world. Point 3, the delay was divine protection. You cried, didn't you? You begged, asking God with every ounce of your soul, why not now? The frustration, the uncertainty, it all felt unbearable. You wondered why everything you wanted seemed just out of reach, as if the universe was deliberately withholding its blessings from you. But here's the truth you may not have realized. Every delay in your life wasn't a denial. It was, in fact, divine protection, carefully orchestrated to keep you safe from the very things you thought you needed. That relationship you thought was the one, it was toxic, laced with hidden red flags and emotional traps. It drained your energy and clouded your purpose. That job you desperately wanted, the one you thought would validate your worth, it was draining, stifling your creativity and blocking the opportunities that were meant to align with your soul's true calling. That friend who seemed to have your back, they were actually a disguised enemy, feeding off your light and leaving you empty. Every situation that didn't unfold the way you hoped was God's way of protecting you from people and places that would have hindered your divine assignment. Picture this. Heaven was up there, rearranging the chessboard of your life. You, however, were too focused on the pawns to see the bigger picture. While you were sitting there, stuck in the waiting room of life, God was strategically positioning the right people, the right opportunities, and the right moments to unfold at just the right time. Every pause, every detour, and every no was His way of ensuring that you weren't going to settle for anything less than what you truly deserve. Here's the revelation, Earth Angel. The season you've been in, the waiting, the confusion, the silence, it was actually your winning season in disguise. In the quiet moments, God was preparing you, refining you, and building the resilience necessary to step into your next chapter. It wasn't wasted time. It was purposeful preparation. Now that you're ready, you'll look back and realize that what seemed like a delay was truly divine protection, setting you up for the grand, abundant future ahead. Trust the process. The best is yet to come. Point 4, your spirit stayed pure through the pressure. Chosen one. It's easy to get caught up in the world around us, where bitterness, gossip, and clapping back seem to be the norm. But let's be real for a second. There's a power in choosing a different path. A divine strength that only the chosen ones can embody. Most people, when faced with hardship or betrayal, get bitter. They let their emotions consume them, holding on to anger and resentment, but not you. You decided to get better instead. You chose to grow, to learn, and to rise above. While others are stuck in cycles of negativity, you've tapped into a higher frequency, one that invites peace and self-improvement. And instead of joining the gossip train, you turned to prayer. You understood that while words can hurt, only prayer can heal. Instead of feeding into the drama, you sought divine intervention, knowing that the universe has a bigger plan for you than petty conversations. Then there's the clapback moment, the temptation to defend yourself, to retaliate, to let your pride take over. But what did you do? You didn't engage. Instead of clapping back in anger or frustration, you clapped in worship. You recognized that your peace is more important than proving a point. You understood that your worth isn't determined by someone else's opinion, and that, chosen one, is rare. In a world where everyone is trying to outdo one another, you chose humility and grace. You see, when God tests us, He's not concerned with your status or how much money you have in your bank account. He's looking at your heart. And from what I can see, your heart is still soft. It's still full of love, kindness, and compassion. That's not something you see every day. In fact, it's something that many people in today's world have lost. But not you. You've held on to your purity, your inner peace, and your faith. Staying pure in a world filled with temptation and corruption is not a sign of weakness. It's a testament to your strength. It's a warrior-level strength that comes from within, a divine power that only those with a deep connection to God can access. So keep your heart soft and your spirit strong, chosen one. The world needs more of your light. Point 5. Heaven is rewarding you in front of your enemies. Let's get real petty, but holy. You know the people who doubted you, the ones who tried to destroy your dreams, belittle your progress, and make you feel like you weren't worthy? Oh, those same ones who questioned your every move and talked behind your back, spreading doubt like it was their job. Well, here's the twist in the plot. Your table is being prepared in front of them. Not in secret, not in the shadows, but right in their faces, under the spotlight where they can't ignore it. The blessing that's coming your way isn't hidden or quiet. It's public, it's glorious, and it's undeniable. Just like Psalm 23:5 says, I will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies, and trust me, they will watch as you rise. Now, why is this so powerful? It's not just about the blessings coming to you. It's not just about the success and abundance you're about to step into. It's about the impact it has on those who once doubted your worth. See, this next level of blessing isn't just going to heal you, it's going to humble them, those who thought you would fall. Watch as you rise higher than I ever thought possible. They'll have no choice but to witness the favor of God on your life. Every time they try to whisper negativity, every time they attempt to throw shade, your growth will be the light that shines through the cracks of their doubt. But here's the kicker. Your success isn't born out of pettiness. It's born out of purpose. God doesn't prepare a table in front of your enemies to show them how much better you are. No, God does this to show them who He is through you. The same ones who tried to discredit you will be forced to acknowledge that the favor of God is real. Your victory isn't just for you, it's a testimony to His greatness. You may have been counted out, but God's plan for you was never up for debate. So while they sit there and watch your life unfold, let them feel that sting. It's not to make them suffer, it's to let them see the power of God working in your life. The most glorious thing about this moment is that they'll know you didn't rise because of their approval. You rose because God had already chosen you. And that, my friend, is a blessing they'll never understand. Point 6. You are now a beacon for others. Here's the beautiful twist that turns your story from just survival into sacred purpose. Your breakthrough isn't just about you. It never was. God didn't pull you out of that deep pit, guide you through the fire, and walk you through nights darker than ink just so you could sip mango smoothies on some pristine beach and forget all that pain. No, that pain was a process. That storm was a school. And now you've graduated not with a diploma, but with divine authority. You're not just a survivor, you're a lighthouse, a living, breathing miracle standing tall in the fog of confusion, beaming hope for those still drifting in waters you've already crossed. Your scars aren't shameful, in fact, they've become sacred. They are etched reminders that healing is real, that what was meant to destroy you became the very thing God used to strengthen you. Studies in post-traumatic growth confirm this. People who endure deep suffering often emerge with stronger values, greater purpose, and heightened empathy. This isn't just spiritual poetry, it's psychological truth. You've become a spiritual GPS, recalibrating the lost with every step you take in truth, love, and obedience. You're walking proof that heaven touches earth through human vessels, and you are that vessel now. Every tear that once fell into your pillow now teaches a sermon. Every "why me" you whispered in the dark is now someone's "me too" of comfort. Your story has become someone else's survival manual. Miracles didn't just happen to you, they now happen through you. That's how God works. He recycles pain into purpose, ashes into beauty, and brokenness into blessings. You are someone's answered prayer in human form, walking into rooms with presence, grace, and spiritual gravity that can't be faked. You carry frequencies of peace that hearts instinctively recognize. People may not know why they feel safe around you, but heaven knows. So don't forget who you are and why you've made it this far. This isn't just your breakthrough, it's a divine assignment. You're not just living, you're leading. You're not just healed, you're healing others. Your life is no longer just a testimony, it's a lighthouse guiding others to shore. Shine on. Point 7. You have been activated, walk in it. Here's the mic drop moment. You are activated, not in some casual or symbolic way, but in the very real, electrifying, spiritual sense. This activation isn't about external approval, it's an internal ignition, a sacred flame that's been building within you through every trial, heartbreak, delay, and quiet moment where you questioned your worth. Now, the divine has made it clear. The time for shrinking is over. The days of dimming your light to keep others comfortable, gone. You're no longer required to apologize for your brilliance, your intuition, or your calling. You've been tested in the fire of life, not to be burned, but to be refined. You didn't just survive, you became. Being a chosen one isn't about privilege, it's about purpose. Your soul signed up for something sacred long before you entered this timeline. And let's be real. Comfort was never the point. Every breakdown you endured, every betrayal, every tear, it was all preparation. Prepare to move in purpose, walk in power, and radiate boldness. Not arrogance, but divine confidence. You're a walking revelation, a living proof that the human spirit is connected to something eternal. Your assignment isn't small, and it's not meant to be safe. It's meant to shift atmospheres, crack generational curses, and inspire revolutions of thought, love, and truth. This right here is your permission slip from the divine. Not a whisper, but a thunderous call. Start the mission. That idea that won't leave you alone, it's not random, it's your assignment. Launch that business, not because the world needs another entrepreneur, but because your vision holds healing, innovation, and legacy. Write that book, not for applause, but because someone's soul is waiting for your words to unlock their own. Forgive, not for them, but to release yourself from the prison of pain. Heal deeply, grow intentionally, and shine unapologetically. Because, Earth Angel, this is bigger than you. The world isn't just in need of your gifts, it's waiting on them. There are lives attached to your yes, and when you rise, others rise with you. So let the world feel your presence. Don't tiptoe, thunder into your destiny. You are activated, and nothing will be the same again. Spirit warriors, hear this. You didn't just go through the fire, you became the flame. You didn't just pass the test, you aced it with divine excellence. God doesn't waste pain. He recycles it on purpose. So when life tries you again, and it will, look back at this moment and say, I didn't come this far to fear the future. I came this far to change it. You are not the victim. You are the vision. You are not the wounded. You are the warrior. You are not forgotten. You are favored. Your breakthrough has arrived. Walk like it, talk like it, live like it. And if no one told you today, chosen one, you've made heaven proud. Stay awake. Stay ready. Stay walking in your anointing. The best is already happening. Until next time, spirit warriors, keep glowing, keep growing, keep going.